Hi everyone, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I just wanted to apologize in advance for any background noise and any shaking. I don't know where my camera stand is, so it might get a little bit wobbly. Anyway, this YouTube video is just to show you the notebook that I will be releasing on the 15th of December 2015. It's just a basic spiral bound notebook with the choice of grid or dot grid notepaper. So it's really good for if you like to bullet journal and you'd like something that's spiral bound. This one here is the first one I made, and it's actually what started me making notebooks for everyone. So we'll just have a look at a few of the features, and then I'll show you a paper comparison just to see how different pens go, because I know that's something that a lot of people like to look at when they are purchasing a notebook. Okay, so you've got a clear plastic front cover, and then underneath, this is the cover that I chose, but there'll be a range of different decorative covers available, or you can just choose plain white or plain white with a little bit of text, but that'll all be in the Etsy store listings anyway. You can find the link to my store in the description below, and if you have any questions, then don't hesitate to just send me a message or comment below. Okay, so clear plastic cover, scrapbook paper, and then you just go straight into the notes. These lines here are a lot darker than what they will be in the notes in the actual notebook, and that's just because I used a mix between my own grid paper and what was left of a Rhodia notepad. So that there is my own grid paper, and that's the Rhodia notepad. The actual paper, the grids that will be in the notebook, are these ones here. Okay, so it's got a bit of a border, and the grids are about 5mm by 5mm. And if you are choosing the dot grid, then you can, sorry, the camera doesn't focus very well, but you get the idea there. Okay, it's quite bright paper. It's 100 GSM thickness, and there's 100 pages per notebook, which will give you 200 pages total. Okay, and that's just a little look at the thickness there. So it's not too thick. I've tried getting it so that the paper is about as thick as the coil, and then that way when you've got it open on your desk, the coil doesn't intrude with your wrist as you're writing very much. Okay, here's another look at the grid. I really like grid, as I don't really like having the lines sticking out everywhere. I like the attention to be on the actual writing. Okay, there's just a bit of a pen test I did. So I put the Sharpie permanent marker on there just because, sorry, my camera keeps focusing, the permanent marker on there because I see a lot of people, like, you know, they've written in their notebooks with permanent marker and then they're wondering why it bleeds through so bad onto the other page. And that's because they're not meant for notebooks or your basic paper, they're more for plastic. Okay, so bit of a zoom in. There's no bleed through other than with the permanent marker, which you shouldn't use in a notebook. There's a slight bit of shadowing. I think my camera actually picks it up a lot more than what you can see. Okay, my favourite pen is the Pigma Micron, but that's another video. Now we'll just compare the size. So the notebook size here, the actual notebooks will be this wide, but they're actually going to be a little bit taller. So dimensions are 148 millimeters wide by 210 millimeters tall. And I'm not sure if you can really see that very well, but that's just an idea. This size was just because it's whatever I had left of a notepad, and then I cut down my own paper to suit that. Okay, so now we'll compare it to the paper of a Leuchtturm. I know I'm saying that completely wrong. So this is my A5 Emerald Green Leuchtturm notebook. Okay, so you can already see the difference in the paper colour there. This paper is probably showing up a little bit more blue than what it is, and it's just because I'm sitting directly under the light and my camera's automatically adjusting it. So the grid lightness is about the same. I'm not going to be able to zoom in on that very well, but I will put a photo up on my Instagram page if you just want to see the comparison there. You can definitely see the color difference. I like the white color a lot more than the cream one. Okay, and then that's your amount of bleed through and shadow. So the Stay Atlas do bleed through in some spots, and that's when I'm pressing down really heavy. So it all depends on how heavy your hand is when you write. And then comparing it with the 100 GSM paper of the notebooks, you can see quite a bit of a difference. Okay, and then another popular notebook is the Moleskine. So this is the Kahia. Again, I know I'm saying that wrong. I'm not going to try and pronounce it right. Okay, so they're both about the same in creaminess of the page, but the Moleskine's paper quality, well, I don't use the Moleskines anymore because I just couldn't handle how much it shadowed through. And the grids in the Moleskine are a lot darker as well. Okay, so getting back to the actual notebook, as you can see, there is quite a difference in the paper quality and the colour of the paper as well. If you like white paper, then this notebook will definitely have it. I don't think you can get much whiter than that. And then there's a comparison of the thickness. If you've already got a Leuchtturm, you can have a look at that. Mine's a little bit dirty. Okay, so I basically made this one just as my work bullet journal, and it's going to stay on my desk. So it wasn't really designed to be thrown around in my bag, but because people showed such an interest and I'm going to start selling them, I have actually been carrying it in my handbag for a week just to see how it has held up. And the back is a little bit funny. It does move around quite a bit, but I think that's going to happen on just about any spiral notebook you get. Okay, the actual final product will have a plastic backing, and I will have those photos up for you soon. But yeah, that is basically it. They will be sold for about 25 Australian dollars. Not going to convert that to other places, currencies, because it does change quite a bit. But 25 Australian dollars, and that's before shipping. And customizable covers, and you can choose between dot grid or grid insets. And yeah, if you have any questions, then just send me an email through my Etsy store. Hope that wasn't too bad for my first video. Thank you.